So our last major release was around Inflo Workpapers, and in here there was kind of a subsection of 4 sub-releases, which I think were really beneficial for our customers throughout the year. The first was the review flow, and this is something that primarily came from feedback. So we'll come again on this on the suggestion slide in a second, but the importance of you raising to us any kind of potential improvements you can see. We love to hear them. We work really collaboratively with our existing customers and also with prospects around what we can do to improve the processes in Inflo. And this is a prime example whereby moving the review process in Inflo Workpapers from being quite a linear process before to being a much more flexible process supporting partial, full and final reviews, but making it very clear of what the extent of those reviews were and which work program procedures specifically had and hadn't been reviewed and which ones have changed since review. That was quite a big shift and quite a big change, and overwhelmingly positive feedback from that since that was done in 2022. We've increased the scrutiny on supporting unusual group engagements. So working again with one of our existing firms, we identified 35 different types of groups, which with just one customer, that's the number of different groups they identified. We ran those through a process of trying to ensure that Inflo could support all of those group scenarios. Now, Inflo Workpapers was built with groups in mind, really kind of front and center when we were building that out, understanding the challenges that came with group audits. We saw those through existing proprietary or off-the-shelf software. And so throughout the year, we've built granular improvements to the group process through group scoping, through group materiality allocation, through how we exchange information between the group parent and the subsidiary engagements, to support more of those different type of group structures as well. And that's kind of an ongoing process that flows into 2023. The industry content and specialisms, again, something we've built out from a basis of what we had in 2021 to make this a lot more powerful. And I've got an example towards the end of my session here where one firm's done this really well. The Workpapers content management functionality, I think a lot of you will be aware, but that allows you to either create your own content within Inflo, your own methodologies, or to copy Inflo's standard methodologies and make small tweaks to those. Now, the big change that we managed to change to our architecture in 2022 was to make industry content changes much more fluid within the system. So you can copy one standard pack for Inflo, and rather having to make it duplicates of each of those packs for each of the industries, you can build in certain work program rules to say, actually, under these scenarios or under these industries, I'm expecting these work programs or these procedures to come in. Which again, going back to Mark and Chris's presentations, is where we're looking at the standardization of the processes in 90% of the cases, but making sure that 10% is specific and really focusing against a specific problem. And finally, our QCM review, our QCM exam. So we were accredited back in June 2022 to demonstrate that our system and our content for our audit and review methodology packs and the system that supports those packs is compliant with international and US specific standards. And so that was something which is a great process, because it's a question we always get when we're speaking to firms of, have the regulators signed off on this? And nicely in the US, they offer that service to an independent reviewer, come in and look at that and provide an accreditation, which we're now proud to share. We have, there's not a similar thing in other territories necessarily, but the relationship we have with the accounting bodies in those relationships and the regulators support the similar type of thing, just without the certificate that goes with it.